So Lexus has been making electrified vehicles for years. It barely sells a car in the UK that isn't a hybrid. But this is its very first fully electric car, the UX300e. Interesting, the charge point is a CHAdeMO socket, not the more regular Type 2 that's found on most European cars. And it will top up using a 50 kilowatt charger from 20 to 80% charge in just under an hour. Now, to look at, it is a really distinctive car. It's got sharp lines, distinctive tail lamps, and it looks like it's a really hunkered down stance on the road. It's a very youthful, modern looking car, and I think it looks great. Now, the only way you can tell that this isn't a UX250h is this electric badge on the rear door. And you probably won't miss it in your rear view mirror with these distinctive lights and this really, really crazy looking grille. The bonnet is quite high, which gives again that hunkered down stance behind the wheel. And yeah, it is a real head turner. I have to say, it's quite strange driving an electric Lexus, because Lexus are electrified and have been for years. So you're used to pulling away under silent, zero emissions electric power. But always at some point, the engine does kick in on a hybrid, but it doesn't on this. So you get this continued silence and refined elegance, and it just continues. It's good. It's a nice experience. I mean, it's something that Lexus does so well to a point, but this just continues it, and you keep on traveling in elegant silence. It's very nice. Lexus says intentionally it chose the UX for its first full electric vehicle. That's because it's its smallest, the most accessible Lexus. The company was very keen to make sure that its first EV was as affordable as possible and something that as many people as possible could get into. We had a presentation earlier from the chief engineer, and it was explained that Lexus could have gone bigger with the batteries and had more range, but that would have obviously pushed the cost up, and it also would have made the vehicle heavier. It's just under 1,800 kilos. Bigger batteries, it would have been pushing 2 tons, and that would have affected the nimbleness and the agility of the handling. Just in early evidence, it seems pretty good. It's lightweight, it's fairly chuckable, it doesn't feel too heavy and too leaden. So yeah, on that front, you have to say Lexus' decision, you can understand why it made the trade. It's worth noting that even on 18-inch wheels, the ride is pretty good. It's not too bumpy, it's not too noisy, it's fairly compliant and Lexus-like. So yeah, you don't need to avoid them for that reason, just you'll get 6 miles more range on 17s. There's some very nice touches in here. I love this soft leather steering wheel that's actually soft to the touch as well. That's very nice. You've got piano key buttons for the heater. To Tesla Model 3 customers, that'll be completely confusing because the Tesla doesn't have any buttons. You've got the controls here to adjust the suspension and sharpness of the steering. A fully customizable digital display here for the instrument, and also the full width Lexus infotainment system with the Lexus scroll pad that's a bit tricky to use, but it does have CarPlay and Android Auto, which does make it a lot easier to use, particularly until you get used to the Lexus systems. And there's also a Lexus smartphone app specific to the UX300e that helps you manage all the battery controls and preheat and all that kind of stuff. And it also does find, and the chief engineer was quite proud of this, it helps find electric car charging points, but not only charging points, but working charging points. So if the charging point isn't working, it won't show it on the app, and I think that's quite a neat touch. For regular Lexus customers, it might take a bit getting used to not having the engine firing up when you need more power. You just press accelerator and it accelerates in silence, and I think once they try it, they'll actually get to quite like it and easily make the switch over to electric motoring.